Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the headlines. Buhari off to Addis Ababa for the 36th AU Summit. FG lists 8,611 Nigerians who have refused to collect their passports. Comply with President's directives, Emefiele wants banks. Port Harcourt refinery to begin operation in second quarter, says NNPCL. Fuel scarcity price hike, Ipman urges FG to open Enugu depot. NANS knocks Buhari for lifting ban on only 200 naira notes. Ndlea arrests Prophet, 76 others with illicit drugs in Lagos. Concerning the 2023 election, 3 feared kill in Bayelsa community. And to foreign story, US returns $954,000 US, Alamesia loot. And on sports, shooting star set a return date for top striker Alimi. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari will on Thursday depart Abuja for Addis Ababa, which he has gone, Ethiopia, to participate in the 36th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union. The theme of the AU summit is Acceleration of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCTA, implementation. According to a statement by presidential spokesman Garba Shehu, the president will participate in 3 high-level meetings on peace and security, climate change, and the political situation in some West African countries. He said first is the Peace and Security Council, PSC, meetings of heads of state and government on a situation in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, to be chaired by President of South Africa in his capacity as the chair of the council for the month of February. Also second is the meeting of the Committee of Heads of State and Government on Climate Change, currently chaired by President of Niger Republic. On the margins of the annual meetings of the AU, President Buhari will also attend an extraordinary summit of the authorities of heads of states government of ECOWAS. Moving on to the next story. The federal government has named about 8,611 Nigerians who have refused to collect their international passport from the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS). The names, which are listed on the website of the Nigerian Immigration Service, was published on Thursday. According to information on the site, the earliest date of production of the passport was June 15, 2021. In March last year, Interior Minister Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola had stated that while many Nigerians had in recent time complained about their inability to procure the travel documents, about 250,000 passports still remain uncollected. The last time I checked, over 250,000 passports remain uncollected by applicants. Their owner will probably be among those complaining that they are yet to receive their passports. Nevertheless, many applicants are not going to have their passports because of the errors in their applications with delayed processing. They may not know because they applied through touts and other illegal channels, he explained. Moving on to the next story. The governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, on Thursday said since President Muhammadu Buhari announced his latest directive on the new Naira policy, he has met with the leadership of about 15 commercial banks. The CBN said these when he visited Presidential Villa hours after the nationwide televised broadcast where he announced that only the old 200 Naira note will remain a legal tender until April 10, 2023. He said a meeting with the bank executives earlier on Thursday was to ensure ample supply of the old 200 Naira note to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians. From the presidency to Port Harcourt, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NPC) on Thursday said that the Port Harcourt refinery will begin operations by the second quarter of 2023. It said Warri and Kaduna stations had been contracted for quick rehabilitation to reduce fuel scarcity and increase dependence on natural gas through the rehabilitation of 3 refineries in the country. The company's executive vice president, Ndlea, disclosed this in Abuja during the sensitization workshop with the team Understanding Our National Oil Company Post-Petroleum Industry Act organized by the Tedin Consulting. He noted that the aim of the workshop is to enlighten Nigerians on the decision-making process of a profit-oriented company. Ndlea explained that by becoming a limited liability company, the company has been able to invest in the infrastructure and initiate various corporate responsibility initiatives to spur development while ensuring energy security. Moving on to the next story. As scarcity and price hike of fuel continue in Southeast, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, Enugu State Branch, has called on the federal government to urgently restore the Enugu depot that has been lying comatose for over 25 years now. The IPMAN chairman, Chief Chinedu Anyaso, made a call in Enugu during a press briefing organized by the National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYCN, Enugu State Chapter, on the challenges Nigerians face over the scarcity of the newly redesigned Narrow North, as well as the galloping petrol prices in the country. Ayaso, represented by Secretary Ilofa Nnaemeka, lamented that because of the closure of Enugu depot, it has been a herculean task for IPMAN members lifting fuel for the Southeast zone as they either get supplied from Port Harcourt, Warri, or Lagos at very cost prices. According to him, if the depot resumes operation, supplies would flow and they would be able to sell a government-regulated pump price. He absolved IPMAN from the fuel scarcity and the hike in price, saying that the cause is man-made. To the next story. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, and the National Association of Ogun State Students, NAOS, have berated President Muhammadu Buhari for lifting the ban on only the 200 Naira note, saying this might aggravate the crisis. The student noted Buhari should have licenses or listened to the voices of Nigerians by sacking the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, for insisting on the new Naira policy, which according to them had brought untold hardship to the people. The students stated this in a statement jointly signed by the Ogun State Chairman of the NANS, Comrade Kehinde Damilola Senior, and the National President of NAHOS, Comrade Oluwagbemileke Ogurombi, in Abuja on Thursday. They further observed that the 200 Naira notes were not many in circulation as 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira because many ATMs do not dispense them. President Buhari had, in a nationwide broadcast on Thursday morning, announced that the old 500 Naira note and 1,000 Naira notes remain illegal, while only the old 200 Naira note is a legal tender. The student bodies, in a reaction, said that Buhari's decision might further aggravate the tension in the country and push Nigerians into more violent protests. From that story, we go to Lagos State. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, says its operatives raided the Mushin area of Lagos State and arrested a prophet, David Yakini, and 76 others with substance suspected to be hard drugs. The Deputy Commander, Operations and Training, Ndlea, Lagos State Command, Mr. Adetula Oluwarotimi, disclosed this to newsmen in Lagos on Thursday. Oluwarotimi said the operation was conducted by a combined team of 150 Ndlea and military officers, and it lasted 6 hours. He said the raid was part of the war against drug abuse and to sanitize the society of bad elements ahead of the forthcoming elections. Without the consumption of hard drugs, criminality will be minimal. For the Ndlea to ensure the forthcoming election is devoid of any crime, there must be investigations, Oluwarotimi said. The Deputy Commander said hard drugs seized included Canadian loud worth 5 million naira, cannabis sativa weighing 146.85 kg, and 43.7 grams of methamphetamine. Oluwarotimi said the Ndlea would interrogate the suspects to know the users of hard drugs that require rehabilitation. Those that deal in illicit drugs among them would be charged to court, he concluded. From there, we go to Bayelsa. Three persons were on Wednesday reportedly killed in a supremacy battle between two groups in Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State. An aide to the youth president of Nembe, Ayariti Moses, and his girlfriend were reportedly shot dead by unidentified gunmen who invaded the community, while another person was also killed by the invaders. A source close to the community claimed that some youth invaded the community and started shooting sporadically. Information gathered that the gunmen invaded the home of the deceased and shot him there. He was in the company of his girlfriend and they were both killed. Another person was also shot there. The home of the Nembe youth president, Ayariti Moses, was also attacked and vandalized, the source said. When contacted on the development, the spokesman of the State Police Command, Asinim Botwat, confirmed that there was a clash between rival groups at Nembe Basamibiri on 15 February 2023. At about 10 p.m., the casualty figure cannot be ascertained at the moment. Moving on to the foreign story. The United States government has returned $954,000 US stolen by the former governor of Bayelsa State, Dipre Alamesiaga, to the state government through the federal government. U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, announced the development at a press briefing on Thursday afternoon in Abuja. She said the official salary of the former governor during his tenure as a public servant from 1999 to his impeachment in 2005 did not match the said amount. However, during that time, he accumulated millions of dollars through abuse of office, money laundering, she said. The former governor died in October 2015 at the age of 62. Moving on to the last story, sports. Shooting Stars are hopeful their top scorer and striker Sekiru Alimi will return to action by the second half of the season. Alimi joined the Oluyole Warriors for his second stint last year, but is yet to kick the ball this time after sustaining an injury in training. General manager of the club, Dimeji Lawal, told Daily Post that the former Lobby Stars player has stepped up his recovery and will return to action soon. Sekiru is back in training. We hope he will be available for the second phase of the league. Lawal, a former Golden Eaglet and Flying Eaglet star, opens up. His return will give us more options in attack as we have other quality strikers in the team. That ends the world news, but before we go, another major headlines. Buhari off to Addis Ababa for the 36th AU Summit. FD lists 8,611 Nigerians who have refused to collect their passports. Comply with President Directive, Emefiele tells bank. On sports, Shooting Stars set to return, dates for top striker. Before we go, major stories from our handle on YouTube, Babagbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.